Welcome to the video tutorial of the VOLFIX.NET platform dedicated to one of the audio window functions, the master slave. The master slave function is designed to open positions on multiple accounts with one click. That is, you can manage your other accounts, both real and test, from only one account. Let's go directly to the settings of this function and its control. In the audio window, clicking the right mouse button, you call the context menu, and before you begin to bind one account to another, they should be given a status. Let's go to the account list. Depending on the characteristics of your profile, you will have a certain amount of accounts available. Usually, the standard profile assumes you have 2 test accounts and the number of real accounts that you actually have. How to start using the master-slave function? First, you must give the account a status. Master is the account from which you will give a signal, that is, give a command to duplicate a position. An account with the slave status duplicates those traits that you open on the master account. You can see that a number of my accounts are already set up, but let's make the setting again. Let's make the test account under the number D244703. By double-clicking, we call Account Setup, the settings of this account. You can make it public or non-public. If it's public, you can assign it a nickname under which it will be visible in the rating. The fee rate function is not available at the moment. With the help of the rights field, let's make it master. We will not make it public. Click Apply. Now you can see that next to the account, the inscription master appeared. I have 2 free accounts. Let's set them up in the same way, assigning the status of slave. The account on which the traits will be duplicated. Similarly, any other accounts can be disabled or changed. You can give them the master status. All settings can be changed. Everything can be turned off and on. What is important to remember? This setting works for every single instrument. That is, if you are configuring a master-slave bundle of accounts, then this bundle works on a particular tool you set up. In other words, if you set it up, for example, for RI ticker, a futures on Russia trading system index, then the bundle for the ruble dollar futures accounts will not work. It needs to be set up separately. How to do it? We call the master-slave function from the context menu. Here, vertical bars are responsible for accounts that can manage slave accounts. The list of slave accounts is shown to the left. And of course, a ticker. In this way, you can bind any slave account to the master account with a double click. Suppose we set up 2 and 44703. Double click, the letter V appears. These 2 accounts are now linked to the account D244703. This applies to the RI tool. Let's analyze another tool. We see this bundle is no longer there. Let's open the futures of the Russian company Sberbank. Set up the same 2 accounts. Click Close. Now you see that master accounts are available in the list of accounts. Slaves are in the separate list. They can be seen in the account list, as well as in the slave accounts list. They can be added to each account. We see that they already exist. We can turn them on or off. Slave account can be attached to the master but not included. Let's go to important settings for slave accounts. We can connect them and also choose their direction. That is, you can forcefully limit the account either to selling or buying. Let's do that. One account will only work to sell, the other one only to buy. If you choose both sides, then all trades will be duplicated for both buying and selling. Let's add one more slave. You see the Add button? That is, we can add accounts also from here. In such a way, we have one account that opens in both directions, one for buying and the last one for selling. Coefficient of position sizing, size coefficient. If you set the value 1 here, then the volume in lots will fully correspond to the volume in lots that opens on the master account. If, for example, we put 0.2 with a base account of 10 contracts, then this account will open 2 contracts, that is, the coefficient in percentage. This applies to any account. Let's go next. Stop loss, take profit, and trailing stop. If they are disabled, all orders from the master account will be completely repeated on the slave account. The same for the slave account. You can separately set up stop loss, take profit, and trailing stop and make state on. After each change, the slave account is deliberately turned off so that you do not perform the wrong actions. This control is duplicated at the bottom. We will consider this later. Loss limit is the limit of losses in the account currency. That is, if you have a ruble account, then you lose it in rubles. If the account is in dollars, then the daily loss limit will be appropriate, for example, 5,000. Daily loss means loss before clearing for each instrument. If you have accounts for American futures, then CME clearing will be after the main session. In other words, this figure takes into account the closed P&L, there is the realized and unrealized profit or loss. For example, if your loss exceeds $5,000, then all positions on the account will be closed and positions on the slave account will not open in this trading session. Having adjusted all the parameters, let's close this setting. Let's move on to direct duplication of position. Here we choose the master account we are interested in. It is 244,703. Next, choose a buy. Let's set up a complicated order. Put 20 in the stop loss field, take profit 50, trailing stop 10, and trailing stop target 0. There is, when the market reaches plus 10 pips for the open position, the trailing stop will reach a break-even point and will remain there. Below you can see the slave accounts button. When this button is activated, we see how different accounts are connected, as well what features they include. Let's set the buy limit. Here it's done. Now we see positions opened on the 2 accounts. Then we can go to the account we're interested in. Now we see 4 contracts, that is 20% of the base volume on the master account. There is a Go to Master button. Let's go to the master account and check the situation. This way you can manage multiple accounts with a variety of settings, etc. This function is implemented on your side. It is quite simple. Roughly speaking, this function duplicates the orders sent in a moment on several accounts. As for the rest, Everything functions just like during the usual opening of positions. Before using the function on real accounts, we recommend you to apply it on test accounts. If you need more additional test accounts, upon request to customer service, we can provide them to you additionally depending on the features of your profile. We hope that this function will be useful to you and you will be able to use it successfully. Earlier I forgot to mention that when using the master accounts, you can see the Connect to Slave Accounts indicator in the lower right corner. When the master account is connected to the slave accounts, this function allows you to instantly close all positions with trade out on all accounts connected to the master or cancel all orders. For example, we press the trade out. All accounts in the lower left corner are closed. Here the position was closed on the master, and all stop orders and profit ones are also removed. Good luck in trading. Cheers!